this is being penny wise, pound foolish.
Right now on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6.
Saving Yakima Valley School in Selah, our Nicole Stewart is going in depth.
Plus, new details after a break-in at one Mabton school have police looking for help. We'll tell you more. Plus,
Riding for Josef Sanchez will take you to the special moment in Richland this weekend.
and Stacy is here.
We were tracking some isolated thunderstorms earlier. Now we're tracking strong gusty winds. I'll tell you what is on the way for the next couple of days. All coming up. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us as we kick off the work week. I'm Wendy Redman.
And I'm Austin Reed. It is Monday, April the 7th.
Our big story is all new at 6. The Mabton School District is looking for the community's help after a break-in at around 3:30 yesterday morning. Take a look here. 2 people were reportedly seen breaking into the Career and Technical Education building and left with welding tools and equipment. They were wearing white gear, kind of resembling painters' suits, as you can see. If you have any information about who these people could be, please contact the district office.
In other educational news tonight,
Washington has 2 residential habilitation centers that provide 24-hour care to those with severe developmental and intellectual disabilities.
Yeah, and now the state legislature will decide if 2 of them will close, one being in Selah, potentially leaving residents and the community to grapple with where they will go and what will happen to them. New at 6, Apple Valley News Now's Nicole Stewart explains.
June 30th could be the closing day of 2 residential habilitation centers located in Selah and Buckley. Residents would be relocated by the Department of Social and Health Services, but critics warn that some residents have no backup plan, leading to increased homelessness, trauma, and even death. With over 100 residents between the 2 facilities, where there are waiting lists and some have called these places home for decades, there is little clarity on what the transition plan would look like. Patrick Sergi, Director of Communications at the Washington Federation of State Employees, addresses HB 1472, along with Companion Bill SB 5393.
Great. Why don't we find every single person that's currently under the state's care at Yakima Valley School and Rainier School? Let's find them all placement first. Show us where they're going to go. And then you can, move ahead and close this place.
As a place of last resort for some residents, Sergi says the state's approach does not answer a vital question. Where will residents go?
It's like you're taking away a support without having something to put in its place. So it's really kind of a shoot first, ask questions later kind of approach.
As many families take on the role of caretaker, not all residents have that support system, and those that could may be faced with aging caretakers. Sugri says the centers keep people alive and fed.
Severe developmental and intellectual disabilities. Once you talk to some of the people that work there, they can give you a better idea.
As the state sees a cost-saving pathway, some citizens worry about the fallout.
Look at Nacelle, look at JRA. This is being penny wise, pound foolish, so to speak. And then the final thing I see that minute went really fast. I keep hearing people talk about the community. I'm all down with the community, but the reality is we do not have the infrastructure in this state right now to deal with folks who have complex medical and behavioral needs. Again, I'm speaking as my experience from Western State Hospital. If we started building that infrastructure today, we'd be lucky to have it up and running in a decade. Let's just be real about that.
These risks will have protesters rallying on Thursday to save Yakima Valley School. Nicole Stewart, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Nicole, thank you for that. An executive session for HB 1472 is scheduled on the House Committee on Appropriations. That's set for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Well, a busy day of weather across the region, and we could see more of it. We're talking thunderstorms, lightning, wind.
What haven't we seen today?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're just checking all the boxes. Let's send it over to Stacy Lee to find out what boxes we're going to check tonight.
Now, I'll admit, I slept through the rain this morning. I was alerted when my dog jumped in the bed and was wet, so I knew. Otherwise, we've been tracking some isolated thunderstorms moving through the area. They're all kind of contained now along the foothills of the Blues and moving out into the Palouse area. So we could still see some more stray thunderstorms picking up throughout the night. But for now, Tri-Cities, Yakima, we're pretty much dry for the evening as we go forward. We are tracking breezy to gusty winds through the area, and we're seeing that. Look at these wind gusts right now in Hermiston, 37 miles an hour. White Pass is pretty blustery at 32 miles per hour. So we'll continue to see that through tomorrow. Outside, Yakima Federal Sky Camp, 59 degrees. You can see our windmills are moving out there. Winds sustained at 13 miles per hour. Temperatures still warmish. We're in the 50s and even 61 degrees right now at Hanford and 60 out in Hermiston. Chances of rain and thunderstorms continue, mainly isolated close to the Blue Mountains. We're clearing Wednesday and Thursday. We have a nice midweek, later part of the week warm up, and we're going to be feeling springy with active weather through tomorrow, but feeling much better by Wednesday, Thursday. I'll get over you all the details of what else you can expect this week. Austin, Wendy.
Thank you, Stacy. The Tri-Cities community came together this weekend to mourn the loss of 20-year-old Joseph Sanchez, the motorcyclist who lost his life in a vehicle collision involving off-duty WSP trooper Sarah Clayson. This memorial ride brought out a large crowd on Sunday. Participants met at New Vintage Church, Tri-Cities, and the ride began at 2:30 in the afternoon. The route included several stops throughout the Tri-Cities area. It eventually made a stop at the scene of the crash near Parkway Village in Richland. Organizers even placed a cross in memory of Sanchez. Flowers were also planted by his parents. The family is in the process of making funeral arrangements now, we are told, and say more details will be shared in the coming days.
Tonight's an update on an old cold case from 1988. Investigators are working to identify a body found by the Parker Dam right near Parker in Yakima County. Officials say they do not know the cause of death, but it is presumed a homicide. They were able to get DNA from the skeleton and just determined it is not the body of missing person Karen Louise Johnley Wallahy. Wallahy went missing a year before in 1987. Now investigators need your help. If you have any idea who this could be, call the Yakima County Coroner's Office. In Northern Oregon now, Milton Freewater Police releasing details about a recent shooting. They say on April 2nd at around 7:30 p.m., officers responded to the area of 2nd for reports of gunshots. A 46-year-old female of Milton Freewater allegedly fired shots near the caller, a 35-year-old. Police say the shots were fired near him and not directly at him. No injuries were reported. But on Friday, detectives took the woman into custody on charges of unlawful use of a weapon and disorderly conduct, too. She is now sitting at the Umatilla County Jail. A small private aircraft skipped off a runway at the Southwest Oregon Regional Airport in North Bend, Oregon, early this morning.
It came to a rest about 100 feet off the east end of the runway in the water. This happened just before 6:15 this morning. All 4 passengers and 1 crew member were rescued and taken to the hospital. We are working to learn their conditions.
The pilot was able to take evasive action to avoid a critically important air navigational tool at the end of the runway. And that is one of the buildings that's just outside of the safety area.
Emergency crews, including the aircraft rescue and firefighter team, Coos Bay and North Bend fire departments, secured the aircraft. Commercial traffic on the airport's main runway suspended while they investigate.
New in our 6 o'clock hour now, Prosser Memorial Health announcing late today the acquisition of the Da Vinci 5 robotic surgical system. They say it is the most advanced robotic technology available in modern healthcare, and Prosser Memorial Health becomes the only healthcare facility in central and eastern Washington to offer this. The Da Vinci 5 is the latest generation of surgical robotics, offering enhanced precision, control, and flexibility for minimally invasive procedures. Officials say the robotic system will be utilized in a variety of specialties, including general surgery, gynecology, urology, and more. Well, it is a celebration in a century in the making. Pasco preparing to mark a major milestone in aviation history.
This is so cool. So 100 years ago, the first commercial airmail flight in the U.S. took off right here in the Tri-Cities. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen shows us how the city is preparing for takeoff once again.
The Commercial Aviation Committee is officially clearing the runway for a full year of celebration.
100 years ago, or almost 99 years ago, an intrepid gentleman by the name of Walter Varney decided Pasco would be a good place to have his airline support the newly awarded bids for carrying mail.
That intrepid gentleman was Walter Varney, founder of Varney Airlines. He won the contract to fly airmail on a CAM Route 5. The first official flight left Pasco with over 200 pounds of mail, including gifts for the Postmaster General and President Calvin Coolidge. The original Pasco Airport sat just east of the railroad tracks, where Orion High School now stands. That first flight, piloted by Leon Cuddyback, made stops in Boise and ended in Elko, Nevada. The route helped prove aviation could be profitable and viable.
It was a way for private companies to earn a living and make aviation commercially viable.
And it worked. Varney Airlines grew, merged, and evolved, eventually helping form what we now know as United Airlines. But the roots of that global company trace back to Pasco.
That cowboy spirit, that really old west. I mean, and that's what founded Pasco. You know, we got the railways that brought us here, and then we launched commercial aviation out of here. I mean, what an exciting place to be. And again, for me, I look forward to, okay, how do we continue that spirit for our kids and our kids' kids so that we have the next thing launching out of Pasco?
And for Nathan Hall, a commercial pilot and committee chair for the Centennial Celebration, it's a legacy that even he didn't realize was so significant.
I saw even displays at the U.S. Postal Service Museum in Washington, D.C., and it mentioned Pasco, Washington, and that's where I got an idea of how significant this event was.
Now Hall and the Centennial Committee are preparing a full year of events to celebrate, from historical exhibits to interactive displays showcasing aviation's growth through the decades. It's a way to honor the past while inspiring the future. To learn more about the historic flight, visit the Pasco Aviation Museum as they have an exhibit specifically on this flight. Reporting in Pasco, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, cool story there, Dan. Thank you. The news at 6 is just getting started. Still to come tonight, the Pitbull pen needs your help. We'll explain.
Plus this.
Historic rainfall breaking records for cities in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas. I'm ABC's Melissa Adon with a look at how the areas are now recovering. Coming up.
Also ahead, Stacy is back with a full look at your First Alert weather forecast as the new week is here.
Yeah, and check out those clouds there, and that will be your reminder. Download our brand new Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app. From the live radar to instant alerts and a whole lot more, we'll have you covered tonight. Just scan this QR code to download it right now to your phone. A very handy tool. We'll be right back.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers, try the Mount Adams, or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. Mmm. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
We are Grocery Outlet and we are your Bargain Bliss Market. What's Bargain Bliss? You know that feeling you get when you find the name brands you know and love, but for way, way less? That's Bargain Bliss. Everyone's favorite sale is back. The 20% off wine sale is on now through April 8th. We have hundreds of wines to choose from at prices so low you won't believe it. And every single bottle is 20% off. Stock up now before April 8th.
Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused. I'm not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
American Idol is new on ABC.
Watch Sundays and Mondays on Apple Valley News Now. Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Deadly spring storms are on the move tonight. At least 20 people have died in catastrophic flooding and extreme weather across the South and Midwest.
ABC's Melissa Adon has the very latest.
Historic rainfall breaking records for cities in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas. And now rivers there are still on the rise. Historic flooding across the South, Western Kentucky seeing the most rain on record in a 4-day period. More than 500 roads closed. Neighborhoods underwater, swollen by relentless extreme rainfall in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. 80 people evacuated from a hotel in Louisville, surrounded by water. At least 20 people have died in catastrophic flooding and extreme weather across the South and Midwest. Kentucky's governor saying things could have been deadlier had it not been for the swiftwater rescue teams.
What we have seen is rescue after rescue after rescue that have turned what could be a very deadly event into one where sadly we've lost 2 individuals.
In southwestern Tennessee, several people killed after a powerful EF3 tornado ripped through the town of Selmer. In Dyersburg, Tennessee, residents taking shelter after back-to-back tornado warnings were issued for the area.
There's just been so many tornadoes lately that it's just scary of the devastation in so many different places.
ABC's Morgan Norwood is in Memphis, where police responded to hundreds of calls of downed trees and flooding.
This is a popular walking trail here in Memphis, and now it's essentially one with the Wolf River. And with these water levels still rising, there's concern of what happens next.
Indiana also hit by tornadoes. Roofs ripped off homes, car windows shattered as neighbors work to rebuild. Since this system moved in, there have been more than 500 tornado warnings and hundreds of flash flood warnings. Now, a cold blast is moving into the eastern half of the country with temperatures dropping below freezing from the Midwest to the Northeast. Melissa Don, ABC News, Los Angeles.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Yep, spring weather very wild all across the country. We've been tracking some isolated thunderstorms tonight, moving down across the Blues. They're coming up from the south, so most of those storms will stay right here along this trail along the foothills of the Blues. But, you know, we could see a sneaker come through. Legends Casino Skycam, check it out. The X marks the spot. I like that picture out there in Toppenish. 58 degrees, winds at 11 miles per hour. Going to continue to see those breezy and gusty winds tonight. Temperatures are okay, they're starting to drop. We see cooler temps up in the mountains. We're just getting down below below 60 degrees in most of our area. It's 50 right now in Ellensburg, 60 in Hermiston. Here's the weather track for tomorrow. An upper level system brings much more rain once again through the region and mountain snow across our upper levels of the Cascades, and even some light snow here in the Blues. We see the snow here in the Cascade Mountains, Olympia. Then you move over into the afternoon hours, Tri-Cities, Pendleton, and again the foothills of the Blues. That's where we're going to see more showers. But by the evening, most of this clearing out. We'll still continue to see a few inches of much needed late spring snow. Let's take a look at that, and you'll continue to see it falling here on the west side. Mostly cloudy, but clearing from time to time and a little bit unsettled. You'll really see those unsettled scattered showers moving through the area tomorrow afternoon, and that's where we could see an isolated thunderstorm. Now, tomorrow not quite as stormy as we were today, but a very active day, and then things are going to calm way down. Our gusty winds continue through the region, especially along the foothills of the Blues. Columbia Basin's been blustery and windy, as well as Ellensburg. Tonight dying down just a little bit and then picking back up as we progress through tomorrow, and especially in the afternoon. Look for those winds to pick up in the Tri-Cities as those systems move through, with little pockets of possible isolated thunderstorms like we saw today. Temperatures dropping down into the 40s. A pretty mild night overall, staying well above the freezing level overnight. Here's what it looks like the next 12 hours for you in the Tri-Cities. Walla Walla temperatures dropping down into the 40s around 11 o'clock tonight. In Hermiston, your temperatures are going to stay in the 50s through 10 o'clock this evening. All right, quick peek at tonight's overnight lows. These will happen around 5, 6 in the morning. You'll see those temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Most of us staying above the freezing level and in the warmer 40-degree temperatures here in the Columbia Basin. Let's take a look at our 7-day planning forecast. There's your chances of rain, isolated thunderstorms, and those breezy winds. But things start to calm down as we head towards the end of the week, and then we cool back down into the 60s. So we have a little bit of a warm bit, but not for very long. Let's take a look at Yakima. We've got a 50% chance of rain with those breezy winds continuing. Ellensburg also going to see some breezy winds with some isolated showers moving through on and off throughout the day. Better chance from the mid-afternoon on. And in Walla Walla, that's where we could see those thunderstorms developing kind of like we did today, but we did get a little sneaker that came through the Tri-Cities area right around 4 o'clock, right about when Wendy was getting out the door heading to work. It was a wind, and the winds, Wendy, right then they were gusting up to 54 miles an hour as that cell moved through.
Yeah.
Right when you were coming to work.
That's why I saw the sideways rain.
Right.
I was like, ooh, I need to go out in this.
But it was quick. It came and went.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Oh, it was very fast.
Yeah.
But it was still intense while it was
She
here.
had her coat on. It was like, I just did my
rain
hair.
boots and everything. You know, I was ready.
There you go.
Kind of.
See, this doesn't impact men as much. I'm just going to say that.
No, I just spent an hour doing my hair, and then you go outside and you're like, no.
I know,
No.
that's what I mean, yeah. I feel lucky. All right, still ahead on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6.
During the weekend, millions protested as part of the hands-off movement, but it wasn't all peaceful.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino presents a Mexican Mother's Day celebration with Mariachi Estrellas de Mexico, live on May 10th. Feel the rhythm, savor the vibes, and dance the night away with live mariachi melodies from Jalisco and Michoacan. Celebrate Mom and enjoy drink specials, dancing, and more. Tickets are on sale now at wildhorseresort.com and the app. Feliz Dia de las Madres at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
I have 2 options for you to take a look at.
When it's time for an update or a complete remodel.
Just watch yourself there. So here, guys, we're gonna rip everything down to the stud.
Rebath is with you every step of the way, from design and products to removal and installation.
Okay, what do you guys think?
We handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Bad back? Get Good Feet with a personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Injured on the road or on the job? Visit FromBackAutumn.com. Gather vital information on your type of injury claim. Chat live about your needs. Even schedule a free consultation. Brumback and Autumn. Bulldog tough.
The Working Families Tax Credit isn't just for families. Individuals and couples can apply too. See if you or your family are eligible for this tax refund at workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov/eligibility.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
All right, over the weekend, thousands of people across the country demonstrated against recent Trump administration policies.
Most protests were peaceful, but take a look here. One demonstration took an ugly turn in Lafayette, Indiana. Police say a man driving a truck tried to make a turn at an intersection where protesters had gathered. Demonstrators blocked him from going. The man then confronted the protesters, and one of the demonstrators allegedly head-butted the man. He got back into his truck and then reemerged holding what appeared to be a rifle. Witnesses say the man never pointed the gun at protesters and kept the weapon at his side. He was only detained by police.
The news at 6:30 is next.
Jay Dalia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
Spring is in the air, so let's fill it with music. At Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, our New Beginnings spring used piano sale is in full swing. From charming uprights to grand statement pieces, we've got gently loved pianos at prices that'll put a spring in your step. Each piano is expertly tuned, ready to play, and waiting for you. Spring into new beginnings today at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland, because life's more fun when you know how to play.
Seattle-born stand-up comedian and impressionist Adam Ray, live at Legends Casino, Friday, July 11th. Known best for his Netflix special, Adam Ray is Dr. Phil Unleashed, as well as his popular YouTube channel.
If you don't know what Citizens app is, it's an app you can put on your phone that notifies you of all the danger that's lurking. That sounds like fun. Yeah, there's a lot of people cooking for Cocoa Puffs right outside your door.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Adam Ray, live on July 11th at Legends Casino in Toppenish.
Triple play! Triple play! Wow!
Club even makes two-pointers look cool.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Triple Play!
We are Grocery Outlet and we are your Bargain Bliss Market. What's Bargain Bliss? You know that feeling you get when you find the name brands you know and love, but for way, way less? That's Bargain Bliss. Everyone's favorite sale is back. The 20% off wine sale is on now through April 8th. We have hundreds of wines to choose from at prices so low you won't believe it. And every single bottle is 20% off. Stock up now before April 8th.
Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
The average family throws out $3,000 of food every year. That's a lot. Imagine what you could do with extra cash. There are simple ways to reduce your food waste and increase your savings. It starts with a plan and ends with a little creativity, like turning your unused food into something new. Get tips to reduce food waste and make your dollar go further. Know the cost. Use food well. Visit the website to learn how.
Next, DT. What do you want from me? Megan Fahey, Brendan Sklenar, our exclusive in Austin with the stars of the thriller Drop.
It's like an hour-and-a-half panic attack.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Next, DT.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, well, the latest updates from the Washington legislature, plus our chief meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have how your weather forecast is. Will we be seeing more rain this week? He'll let you know right here Tuesday morning from 5 to 7.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30, the debate over flavored tobacco continues in Washington state. Albert James has that update.
Plus, it is Library Week and the Mid-Columbia libraries are celebrating.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. How was yours?
It was great. So much yard work accomplished. It was beautiful weather, picture perfect.
And I mowed this weekend, and I think that's a good thing since the rain is now here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that was pretty good timing.
Yeah. So, Stacy, you were at Schweitzer.
I did some spring skiing, so no mowing, but yes, mow before the rain, Austin. It's too hard and it's muddy right now. We had some pretty good downpours. In fact, this camera was exciting to watch earlier today with the black clouds moving this way. It was totally socked in as the storm passed through, but now you could see those windmills moving. A little bit breezy out there, wind sustained at 13. It's 59 degrees on the YakFed Skycam. Temperatures still warmish. We're going to be cooling down into the 40s all through the area. For tomorrow, you're going to start your day dry, unlike this morning, and then look for those showers to develop on and off throughout the afternoon, with a possible thunder shower developing mainly in our foothills of the blue cities like Walla Walla, Milton, Freewater, Pendleton area, and folks like LeGrand. All right, so chances of rain and thunderstorms continue. We clear up Wednesday and Thursday. Get ready. We have a nice midweek to late week warm up. It doesn't last long, but I'll take it. We'll see some 70-degree temperatures. We'll be feeling pretty springy going forward after tomorrow. I'll break it all down for you coming up with my First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Wendy.
All right, Stacy. Well, efforts to ban flavored tobacco products in Washington got a breath of life with a bill getting a committee hearing this morning after the effort was previously assumed dead.
And all new at 6:30 now, Capitol correspondent Albert James shows us how new legislation is geared to bring in more money to the state and why opponents believe the ban could hurt efforts to reduce tobacco use.
These products don't contribute to the social well-being of our communities. They definitely don't contribute to the health and well-being of our children.
Democrat Christine Reeves of King County is prime sponsor of House Bill 2068, which would ban the sale of flavored tobacco products like vapes and menthol cigarettes. Reeves pushed similar restrictions in another bill this session, which failed to advance, though this proposal goes a step further and increases taxes and fees around manufacturing, selling, and buying tobacco products, including a $2 increase in the tax on a pack of cigarettes, adjusted to inflation every 3 years. Reeves says the increased taxes backfills lost revenues from flavored products being off the market, while also funding efforts to get people away from the dangers of tobacco.
The intent is really to ensure that we are getting at consumer education, that we're focusing on how we address youth prevention and adult cessation, and that we hopefully address some of the enforcement needs of the Liquor and Cannabis Board to be able to address this uptick.
A handful of high school students testified in support of the legislation. They say teens are targeted by vapes' fruity flavors, contests, and other marketing ploys, with the resulting addiction getting in the way of kids learning, playing, and living healthy lives.
Flavored tobacco pulls teens in. It smells like candy, looks like candy, and it feels harmless, but it's not. And I've seen students at my school, classmates, friends, get hooked before they even realize what's happening.
Opponents argue flavored vape products are a less harmful alternative to traditional cigarettes, and adults should have access to them. They say youth use of tobacco has declined in recent years, with store clerks being responsible in keeping products away from kids.
We are the first line of defense, and our efforts are working. The current system of licensed retailers, strong minimum age laws, and government oversight is working.
Retail groups also argue the ban would cause a drop in revenue for businesses and force some to close their doors. They believe a ban would push the tobacco market underground and potentially cause more harm.
Increasing taxes doesn't necessarily limit or reduce people who are trying to access tobacco or encourage cessation. Instead, it actually just forces them to purchase from an unregulated or illicit market.
There's a deadline Tuesday for legislation to move forward, but a spokesperson for the House Finance Committee chair says generally bills with taxes are not subject to that cutoff. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
All right, Albert, thank you for that. A major protest drew around 2,000 people to Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick this past weekend.
This as part of the nationwide hands-off movement. We show you how it went in other places. Let's show you how it went here. People all over the country raising their voices on various issues, but all in opposition to the Trump administration with one single message: hands off.
So organized by the Tri-Cities Indivisible, this demonstration stretched nearly half a mile and lasted over 2 hours. Participants chanting, honking, and voicing concerns about recent government policies, such as the mass firing of federal workers, immigration raids, and the involvement of Elon Musk in the federal government, to name a few.
Former congressional candidate Carmela Conroy joined from Spokane, calling the protest nonpartisan and focused on unity. Many protests have taken place against the administration since President Trump took office for the second time in January, but Saturday's protests appear to be the most widespread to date. Some protests across the U.S. drew counter-protesters as well. We also know that Yakima and Richland held similar protests. U.S. stocks mostly fell after an extremely volatile day. This as traders searched for any sign that President Trump's tariffs could maybe be negotiated or even stopped. Stocks opened the day in bear market territory, but surged an hour later on rumors that the Trump administration may pause tariffs, perhaps for several months. Well, that rumor turned out to be just that. Despite signs that some trading partners, including the EU, might be willing to negotiate, the president dashed those hopes when he said he could slap another 50% tariff on China.
Race fans had a thrilling weekend at the Tri-City Raceway as different model cars hit the track for the 56th running of the TYM Apple Cup. The 125-lap Apple Cup race took place on Sunday, wrapping up a weekend of high-speed excitement. Zach Reel took home the win after a full day of racing and pushing through several cautions. The event drew a strong crowd and solid driver turnout, something Raceway promoter Greg Walden says isn't always the case this time of year.
It was very successful. with a good car count, as good as anything on the West Coast. And the spectator turnout was great. The weather cooperated. It was beautiful, warm, sunny. Unlike the other previous times we've ran it, always had one day of rain, snow, or a combination of all of it.
Next up at the Raceway is the Duel in the Desert, happening May 24th. This night race will feature a variety of car styles and promises more high-octane action for fans. Walden also tells us the season is just really off to a strong start.
Happy National Library Week. It's an annual celebration highlighting the valuable role libraries, librarians, and all the people that work for these library systems play in transforming lives and strengthening our communities. The Mid-Columbia Library locations have a busy week ahead. Today was Right to Read Day. Tomorrow will be National Library Workers Day. Wednesday is National Library Outreach Day, a day dedicated to library professionals. And then on Thursday, it's Take Action for Libraries Day.
Well, we've actually got something really cool going right now to go in concert with the National Library Week, which is our checkout challenge. So for the first time, we're asking everybody to help us beat our checkouts with 45,000 checkouts for the week. And we're off to a really strong start yesterday. And so if you want to come in and check out a book, and you can see on social media what the results are of that challenge, or stop by a branch and ask us where we're at.
Mid-Columbia Libraries have 12 branches. They serve more than 260,000 residents of Benton, Franklin, and parts of Adams counties as well.
Is this a good time to talk about your book?
I don't know, Austin.
She's a pro writer, a professional writer right here. All right, well, eventually, it's just turning red. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30. We got to talk weather.
Yes, for sure we're doing that. And Stacy is the biggest professional I know. She is tracking thunderstorms that we've seen off and on throughout the day today. Will it continue tonight? She'll explain when we come back.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
At Consumer Reports,
we're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
American Idol is new on ABC.
Watch Sundays and Mondays on Apple Valley News Now. Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Step into a whimsical world of fun. Join Alice and Journey into the $185,000 prize land at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Anything is possible with $16,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. And the magical wins continue with a chance to multiply your prize up to $4,000 cash. Step into a whimsical world of fun. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Celebrate 3 decades of fun.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
All right, everybody. Japanese beetle treatments are starting this week on public properties, including parks in South Central Washington.
The state says residential treatments will start next week. Recent detections include large parts of Pasco, Sunnyside, and Wabato. Officials tell Apple Valley News Now it is not too late to sign up for free treatments. If you live in that area, you can sign up on the Washington State Department of Agriculture's website.
The Pitbull Pen, a rescue organization in Tri-Cities, needs your help to find out what's wrong with a dog named Maple. The normally happy rescue dog started having random seizures. Right now, Maple is taking 3 different anti-seizure meds, but they don't seem to be helping. Seizures are not stopping. Their vets say they have done all they can do, but now Maple needs a specialized neurologist for an MRI at WSU to help get to the root of the problem and then figure out the best path forward for her care. The rescue organization is now using GoFundMe to ask for help raising the $3,500 they need to get Maple that MRI.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's take a look at our radar from the last hour or so. We were seeing some heavy thunderstorms moving up towards the Colfax, Potlack area. Wallowa still seeing a little bit, just skating outside of Milton Freetonwater and Walla Walla. So stray thunderstorms still moving through the area. Yakima Fed Skycam, 58 degrees. We're still seeing those wind machines moving tonight and those birds just flying right on by. Winds are still a little bit breezy outside and will continue over the next day or so. Temperatures cooling down. We're down in the 50s in most of our areas, still sitting at 60 in Hermiston, 58 right now in Yakima, 50 in Ellensburg. Weather pattern tomorrow continues. It's this upper level track. It's going to bring lots more moisture. It's all part of another atmospheric river. I know we say that word a lot, but that's what that is. And that's that warmer weather that creates instability in the forecast area, which means we could see some more thunder showers developing in the afternoon. We'll continue to see snow flying in the Cascade Mountains and maybe a few inches, lighter inches though, in the Blue Mountains. But most of that clearing out by tomorrow night. Here's our local futurecast for tonight. Mostly cloudy skies. We're a little unsettled, but most of the rain is going to avoid our area. Now we do see the snow continuing to fall overnight through tomorrow. This is when we'll start seeing some showers and thunderstorms developing in the early afternoon hours, similar to today, but not quite as stormy, but still very unsettled going forward. We are seeing some futurecast gusty winds out there. Sunnyside, very windy tonight. Tri-Cities calming down a little bit. Still going to be windy in the foothills of the Blues, and our mountain gaps and mountain passes will stay breezy tomorrow. As we start the morning out, things will be light. Fairly good morning. That would be the time to get out, walk the dog, do the hikes and all of that. Then those winds are going to start picking up. You'll notice it about midday, and that'll start blowing the pollen around. We had very low pollen counts today, but look at this, off the charts again, just like they were last week, way up in the high area. Planning your night tonight, 50s. You're going to be about 53 degrees by 9 with mostly cloudy skies. Ellensburg also a little breezy there tonight, down to 45 at 9. In Hermiston, those temperatures staying a little bit warmer, 51 by 9 o'clock this evening. So that's what those temps look like. Now your overnight lows are going to drop down mainly in the 40s through our area, hitting the 30s here in the Yakima, Kittitas Valley, Lower Valley, 40 degrees, 42 for Walla Walla and Tri-Cities. Here's that 7-day planner. Look for those breezy winds and that 40% chance of rain getting into towards the weekend. That's that nice little warm up, some pleasant days there, and even the weekend cools down, but still looking pretty nice. So springy weather. I'm really starting to see some blooms in my yard, so excited about that. Yakima, look for those breezy winds with a 50% chance of showers as as we get into Ellensburg. It's going to be a little breezy there as well, and then things calm down, and you'll see those overnight lows warming back into the 40s. Walla Walla, stormy tomorrow. Look for isolated thunderstorms similar to today. They're going to be fast moving. You could see some gusty winds when they come through. You could even see some hail if that develops in those storm cells. Thursday, warming up to 72. Looks good there. Hermiston, breezy winds with some rain, but some nice days there. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looking pretty good in Hermiston. So not a bad forecast, a little bit wonky for the next 2 days, but we'll be good.
All right. Well, I guess it is that time of year. And it's so funny you're talking about all these different blooms that we're seeing. My daffodils are already deciding they're calling it quits.
Yeah.
Already.
They always come up first. So
right.
Your tulips and some of those later. I'm waiting for my irises. They haven't popped up just yet. So.
Well, it's getting beautiful around here.
Sure is. All right. Thank you, Stacy. We have what's trending next.
At US Cellular, we're celebrating our customers, like JP here. It's a special event. Us days.
Yeah, we get special rewards and exclusive deals, and it's only for US Cellular customers. It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Us Days at US Cellular. Right now, our customers can get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet.
A person's home may be their castle, but Legends Casino Hotel is your palace of prizes in April. Entries into the palace can only be earned by using your Legends Rewards card. Win between $2,000 and $8,000 every Thursday. Then on April 24th, we'll draw a winner for a shiny new Volkswagen Jetta. So, jet on over to the palace of prizes at Legends Casino Hotel in April. In the meantime, you can begin cleaning out that royal garage to make room for your new Volkswagen Jetta.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
Prosser Memorial Health orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Tegan Goodell is now caring for patients at Prosser Orthopedic Center. Dr. Goodell brings his expertise in sports injuries and advanced arthroscopic procedures to the community, offering comprehensive care to athletes and active individuals throughout the region. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Goodell, call Prosser Orthopedic Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
Jay Dalia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
What's trending? We'll tell you. There is a new GOAT in the world of hockey.
Washington Capitals star Alex Ovechkin just broke Wayne Gretzky's NHL all-time career goals record. The record-breaking 895th career goal happened on a power play in the second period of the game against the New York Islanders Sunday.
And guys, I saw it this morning and I thought, how old is he? But he's 39.
That's right,
so.
he's not that old.
Anyway, it happened with Gretzky in attendance. Many had been waiting for
Ovechkin,
thank you so much, to overtake his record this year. Ovechkin had tied Gretzky's record of 894 career goals on Friday. Good for him.
All right, are you ladies ready?
I think so.
Roll the video.
There we go.
That's
Woo!
Dan Hansen throwing out the first pitch. Here's another look at it. This was on Saturday night at the Dust Devils game. He said to you, Wendy,
that I jinxed him. I don't know if you were watching our broadcast on Friday, but he was live for opening day out there, and he was mentioning he was going to throw out this first pitch, and so I said back to him, you know, like, hey, just don't double bounce it.
Yeah.
But it was only because I double bounced it. That's a really hard length to throw. It's so much farther than it looks. It looks so much easier.
Let me just say he does it way better than I do.
Plus, it was my fault. If he had a redo, then I'm sure he would. I wouldn't say it, and I'm sure it would be fine.
That's funny.
We've got a final look at weather up next.
You've probably had a few close calls in traffic, seeing someone just before they see you, having to honk your horn, or even slam on your brakes. But if your luck runs out, don't gamble with the system. Play it safe and get legal help.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun!
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused. I'm not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
Attention viewers, Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday, April 12th at 5:30 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time on Easter Sunday, April 20th at 9 a.m.
Closed head and spinal injuries can bring anyone's active life to a sudden halt. Allen Brecky Law Offices help trauma victims on the road to recovery. We understand what you're going through and are serious about helping you.
And welcome back. Viewer photo of the day, it's me. And I'm putting this up because I want to say thank you to Schweitzer Mountain for being our sponsor for our ski report all season. We're done now for the year, unfortunately. Skiing goes up there for this coming weekend is the final weekend at Schweitzer. What I have to say, it was beautiful. Look at that. Pend Oreille behind you. It was sunny. It was very warm. And those are some long runs. My legs were burning. They were screaming at me. I'm like, where's the lift? Where's the bar? Where's the... Anyway, had a great time. Once again, thank you, Schweitzer, for being a great sponsor for us and giving us the ski report.
Absolutely. Looked absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us for the news at 6.
Yeah, hoping your news is good news.
Have a good night. We'll see you at 11.